Nothing comes between us, dancing like ballerinas under the moonlight all night long. How these plain and simple scenes get painted so vividly by you. I just wanna stay with you. Around the world is only dance, whenever our eyes meet. You know you leave me in a trance. It means everything to me looking down below. The one I seek to find, no matter where you might go. Remember you'll be on my mind. Always watching over me, somehow you make me feel invisible. Power to my soul, yeah. I'm not easy things that used to bother me, cause your existence just lights me up, yeah. You always got my back, and of course I got your back. Don't you worry about that now. It's been a good day, good night. It's gonna be a good day, good night. Within the inner heart I plead for you to talk to me. I wanna hear all the good and bad news stories you have. As I drift across the sky, the hour hand turns high. So good night, let me sing a lullaby. I'll be singing, baby.
A business I'm talking about.
Are you like a
All
mafia
right.
leader?
Basically, because I handle my business on my business phone.
So you're going to Slovakia to handle business on your business phone.
Yeah, basically.
The mafia.
Ain't that right, Zeus? You know about my business phone, right, Zeus? Ain't that right, Zeus? You gonna answer?
Even here.
Zeus, you know exactly what I do on my business phone, right?
Right, because apparently I'm gonna go to Slovakia and then I'm gonna lift down my hat and I'm gonna be bald because that's tradition.
Yeah, because I got the intel from my
How-
business phone. I got
Because
these
you know
contacts.
everything from your business phone.
Yeah,
You make business
basically.
calls on.
Yeah, I got all these important contacts inside of my business phone. It's always charging on my desk right there. You can't see it, but it's right there.
The crazy thing is he does have his phone next to his desk. Like,
Yeah. Eugene, go play Fortnite. I played Fortnite for 9 hours today.
what?
Eugene, like
I got a couple crown wins.
I don't even.
And I killed some Twitch streamers, some TikTok kids, and some YouTube kids.
Well,
Go touch grass. I do touch grass. I work. I get paid
You
every
work
week.
in a building that doesn't have any grass and only has artificial lighting in it.
Okay, but the thing is, I get $700 minimum a week as a
So you're not
20-year-old.
touching grass.
No, I do touch the grass, but they're taking out the grass to put benches on stone with umbrellas outside.
And do you go and sit out on those benches outside under the umbrellas?
For 2 minutes when it's time to go.
And then you spend all your free time on Fortnite.
Or Identity 5, yeah. Or maybe even weathering waves to get yeah. Please get some help, Eugene. Wow. You should have seen me back in high school. I'm talking about 130 hours on my phone.
Someone just said,
for
I see
7
why you
days.
don't have a girlfriend.
I see why you don't have a girlfriend. You don't know my life, bro. You can't be assuming stuff like that. Bro,
Okay.
in high school? You should have seen me back in high school was the wrong response. I'm not in high school anymore. Too old for that. I'm just a man at this point.
Okay, Eugene.
Basically. No, but it's a true statement. I'm just a man at this point. I do not want to see you back in high school.
Yeah, I don't think any of us want to see him back.
You don't want to see me back in First Priestess with 9,000 points? Come on now. You don't want to see me at first place Priestess 9,000 points? Bro, talking like my grandpa? I am a grandpa. Like
I like how the chat is just ganging up on
digging his own grave. You know, I think that's to my ancestors. I think they dug their own grave right there. You don't want to see me my first priestess? No, I'm better. I want to say there's only 3 good priestesses in this server, like ever.
Not to offend a lot of people.
He committed social forgiveness at least 6 times already. No, I don't think so. He cremated himself. I actually did that before, and it was pretty hot in there. I don't recommend it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't be saying, you know, those bad words on
So,
podcast.
what do you want to talk about? Does anybody know why it says 6-hour maintenance?
I have no idea.
I have no idea what you just said, Sage. He got a lobotomy earlier.
It's a 6-hour maintenance, but like if they were like doing a database upgrade.
We're doing Ghostbusters on Wuthering Waves now, apparently.
What?
There's a random story quest doing Ghostbusting.
Eugene needs to get a wife. I'm working on that, pal. Why did Zeus abandon us with these freaks? Oh,
Buddy, I'll mute you. Don't play body pop.
Bo. Listen. It's not that. Sage, it ain't that serious. Come on now. I enjoy the freaks.
I enjoy the freaks. It's crazy.
Right.
Wait, what's supposed to be in today's maintenance?
No one knows.
Nobody
A
knows.
database upgrade. I just said that.
What is it?
A database upgrade, whatever the fuck that means. That's all it said.
You
Database
mean
upgrade.
a quality of life changes to the game? Get this freak Eugene out of here.
The 6 voices in his head is crazy.
Sage, don't worry, by freaks, I just mean Eugene and 6 voices in his head. How'd you know I had 6 voices in my head?
Right?
The reason why maintenance is going on so long is because they're saying match replay UI optimized. I'm hoping that means we get to finally replay or not replay, rewind the matches.
I thought that they said that they couldn't do that a while ago because of the way that it was like downloaded.
Extending
This is
duels for
really just
4
hard to-
hours.
They are
Oh,
extending that.
extending dues to 4 hours doesn't require 6 hours of maintenance.
Go play Fortnite before I call the YouTube 30-year-old men. Who are those?
I don't know.
Duos extension, we all cheered. I don't know why they're extending duos. It's not that fun.
Chat, how many of y'all actually like save your ranked matches and then rewatch them on your own time?
I don't. I forget.
I have forgotten.
I wish there was like a preview so like I could figure out why I saved the match instead of having to watch the entire thing for like a 15-second clip of why I saved it.
And we talk about hot Identity 5 takes. Mercenaries garbage.
No. That is a hot-
Well, Pro's not here, so go ahead and say whatever you want.
Okay,
Why
I'm
do you
back.
think Marcus is garbage?
Had to take
Where'd you
care of
go?
Zoe.
You just started stream and left? Like, why?
Guys, you guys were there. I just had to take care of Zoe.
Yeah, because Zeus
What the
is
fuck are
he's a
you
grown
eating?
man. He's taking care of his
Pro's at work.
responsibilities.
Pro's at work.
Eugene, I'm gonna find you and shank you.
I just said that you were a grown man.
feel
And now you're
bad.
gonna come at me like that? All right,
I
all right,
feel
little
bad.
boy. Oh, okay. I see how it is.
Okay, listen here, you petite male. When you hit
Oh,
when
you
you
always
hit
have that. Stop saying that. It's not normal.
when you hit 150, then you can talk.
It's not
Little
normal
girl
to
is
say
better
that.
than Priestess in 8 out of 10 situations. Are you are you serious or
What?
little girl?
Little
is
girl better than Priestess? Oh no!
That's a hot take. That's actually a hot take. Wow.
That's a steaming hot take, bro.
Yo, you gonna say that in front of the Priestess and Little Girl main when I was
I
prime
can
back in
grill chicken
2022?
on that take. I can grill
If
chicken
we
on
were
that take.
talking about release, little girl, then maybe.
I can
but,
maybe yeah.
It was maybe, but they fixed that in literally 2 weeks.
But that's what Eugene. That's the
Yeah.
if. Eugene, that's the if.
No. I prefer Little Girl over Priestess is permaban. Obviously, Little Girl is gonna be more in. Priestess
Yeah.
is not also PSP.
The reason why all of the priest mains in rank suck is because they never get to use her. So when they do get to use her, they forget how to use her.
There's absolutely no way.
Not me
There's
though.
no. There's
Not
no
though.
way that we're saying that Little Girl is S tier. Alongside
Priestess is not as OP as people say, like at all. Are you dumb?
No,
Sorry, that
no,
was-
no.
Like,
we cannot be calling people
That is true.
dumb.
That is true. That is very true. Priestess is not as broken as people make her out to be. She is not.
I feel like on maps like arms, yeah, because I don't.
No,
I feel like
listen,
if you get this on arms, you're just bad.
No, I got you with the
No,
statements.
no,
bro. I
literally,
got you guys. Hold on, hold on.
especially specifically in this meta, she's not as broken as she is. When I was a hunter main in the meta where she was more broken than how she is now, she was still like somewhat feasible if you chased her. Her Priestess is broken and cancerous when you don't chase her and you allow her to support the entire team. You chase a Priestess, it's not a hard chase. It really isn't. It's not that
It
difficult of a chase.
depends on the Priestess player and knowing what they're doing. Anyway, for the most part, you just can't pick up Priestess and immediately do magic with her. That's impossible. You can't do that.
Unless
You actually need to study the map to know the actual good spots if you ever do get chased as a second chase or a first chase. As for support, that is your teammates telling you, I need the portals here and do it now before I go to your house and do some stuff to you.
What?
But listen. But as for a former Priestess main, right? I can't really use her anymore, but that's why I say former. Former Priestess main. This is the only meta for the hunters that actually have an advantage over priestess, and it's very hard to play her. Very hard. So if you're not good as priestess in this current meta, you're gonna do a below a 60-second kite guarantee. You can't do the little Oreos 1 centimeter portals. It's not gonna do anything against the fucking Night Watch. It's GG's, bro. You can't do priestess against Hermit. Full counter. That's a full counter right there.
Fool's gold too. And that's a beat
You
to your
can't be
hunter.
doing Fool's Gold. Fool's Gold, full counter. You can't be doing Appa. She way too fast for a Priestess portal. Priestess is really weak? Depends on the player who's playing Priestess. Priestess in general is still S tier. It just really depends on the player who's playing Priestess and knowing what hunter they're going against.
There are
knowing
some
all the counters of that
situations where
hunter
only
towards
you
Priestess.
can get away with it, and it's like
Wait, Sage, repeat what you said.
there are some situations where like priestess could get away with something that like she shouldn't be able to get away with, but
What is
I
an
feel like
example?
from any character.
I mean,
Yeah, Tied on Priestess hasn't been good, I want to say, since Flywheel got introduced.
She as soon as they nerfed the persona tree of removing the palette speed boost and conjoining it with broken windows, that is when Tide Priestess was no longer good anymore.
viable.
I used to be a diehard Tide Priestess, but as soon as that happened,
I
it was
did
like, don't use Tide on her, you're throwing.
Right now, if you use Tide on Priestess, you're kind of throwing, because she can't kite on her own anymore. It's either you bring Tide and you have no dead hard, no broken windows, and GG's, you're cooked. And you thinking that, oh, I have portals, that's not gonna work, bro. That's not gonna work, bro. Portals
No
can only do
dogs
so
bring
much.
Spiral or broken window over broken windows.
Bring
I
Tide on
don't
Priest,
really know.
you murder
Doctor's
rest
not a good
of
character. It just depends on the person who plays her.
I mean, I see what you're getting. I see what you're typing, but it's like that's so situational. Anything could happen inside of a match. It can't always go the way that you say it can go. The hunter could literally do a split second mind change and do some really weird stuff and just throw everything out of place. That's why Identity 5 is a really fast-paced game. You have to play at a really fast-paced level to actually keep up with the other person you're going against. Most matches it takes 6 minutes. Any other game that you play, matches are like 15 minutes or more. You have a lot more time to think rather than IDV. In IDV, you gotta think quick. If you can't think quick, it's over for you.
The only reason why like double Tide right now is meta, at least tournament wise, is because of Popper Singer. So yeah, Porch shouldn't be carrying Tide. I don't really like when there's more than one Tide in rank, because it's like we don't need it. But again, tournament meta is different from rank meta.
Hot take: no doctor should be bringing Flywheel over broken windows. Counter argument:
That's
hotter
not meta.
take. You shouldn't be playing doctor in rank at all. But
Yep.
to your argument though, yeah, I kind of agree with the idea for broken windows, just because more distance, more time to heal, longer time to heal, better chance she gets the heal off. Hot take: cheerleader is not OP at all, and if you let her get a revive on someone, that's on you. That is the coldest take I've heard. That is actually the coldest take I've heard. Like freezing.
It's just some people need to like actually hear it and process it.
They're
That's
right
all it is.
though. They're right.
My confession is that I've been playing for 4 years and I haven't had a ranked team in my life. Join the GSL Discord server. You find some people there. Find some good old
Some people being
teammates.
Zeus who will throw your matches. Don't worry.
What does GSL stand for?
Girls sleep over lunchtime.
No, it stands for
Stands
gaslighting.
for gay, sexy leprechaun.
Wow. I mean, I'm just a bit intimidated. Don't be intimidated. Well, friendly. We're all
Well,
nice
maybe
human
Yuji.
beings.
Maybe you.
Unlike Zeus. Zeus is not nice. He scammed me.
He's gone again. I like made fun of him and he just did not respond.
Zoe is so cute. Like,
No. I want to see Zoe.
she just walks up to me sometimes and just looks at me, and I'm like, oh, you want?
Bro, Zeus, bring Zoe over to my house, bro.
That's if she can handle the LIR.
Return of the GSL scammer.
What do you mean she punishes you for playing the game how it's supposed to be played for like the
GSL
past 4
equals
years?
German Shepherd lovers.
Buddy, how is that corny? How is Ivy's kit corny? I don't get it. You want a new hunter that's like original and changes how you play the game, and then as soon as you have a hunter where you can't look behind yourself, which by the way, you can still look behind yourself if you're playing against an Ivy, you just have to be more careful about it.
Type shit.
You're complaining? Like, I'm confused.
You know, we got the aspect for Puppeteer. Yeah, because we kind of forced them not to do that.
Yeah, they kind
Bro,
of.
every time he would go up here, Malcolm would play no build blindside.
Literally, it's like a gun to my head. Oh, hey, Yalda.
And I still fucking performed on no build run.
Hey, I was busy earlier. Sorry, guys.
You're good, Bobel. Don't worry about it.
Ivy does not need a buff.
You're telling me? Yeah, no, yeah,
It's
she
okay.
kind of does. I want her to be pushed over the competitively wise. It's not.
You want to make
maybe
Let me finish. Competitively speaking, yes, she does not need a buff. As competitively wise, hunters have fucking. They got 1 bitch, 2 bitch, 3 bitch, new bitch to select from. They have a roster.
Yeah.
But rank wise, it would not be bad to have a better hunter to play who's also fun.
I want a rebuttal.
She's a tyrant.
I want a rebuttal.
She's just a
Hold on. So the game is balanced around like
Very strong bias here.
I want to. The games are balanced around like that very highest caliber of players. So the pro players. It's been like that in every game. Like I'm sure, like for some of you that play Overwatch, your characters are getting nerfed. And you're like, why are they getting nerfed? It's the same thing in League. It's the same thing in IDV. Like Batter, for instance.
Same thing in Overwatch.
Apex. Yeah, of course. In Apex, like they always balance the game around the competitive scene, so they can't just buff them for rank. Because if they buff them for rank, they're gonna buff them for competitive. Naturally, that's how it works. And you're gonna see another 3-4 years of this Dream Witch gameplay, but with Ivy this time. I'm not saying she might not need one, but if she's usable in the competitive level, then I'm sorry, but like you kind of have to like. You just make your peace with it. Like your rank hunter is not going to get a buff. So for those of you that are playing, I guess seer or priestess, like they're probably not going to get buffed.
I just don't see how.
Or mechanics because they don't want them being played in competitive. They don't want them getting played in competitive anymore. They're tired of seeing them in competitive. That's why they've received nerfs and or released hunters that have, in a roundabout way, nerfed them.
Yeah, I don't know. I
can't
just
wait
can't
for
see.
I
I just can't see how Ivy gets played in comp. That's not like a round 3 random last ditch effort. Like, cause round 1 is just Opera's domain. She's not taking that. Okay, Zoe. Thank you, Zoe. And
okay, continue.
Round 2 is Gamekeeper's fucking field day. So it's like. Where does she come in? Especially then.
So here's the thing too.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. They played Mad Eyes in photo. I think Ivy will be fine. Don't worry.
They played Mad Eyes one time where he won because they didn't know he played Mad Eyes, so they didn't have a Kingo comp. Once they figured out that
so she'll be fine.
Once they figured out he played Mad Eyes, he lost every other Mad Eyes match that he played. Literally
skill issue, I guess.
Okay. He's trolling me, but he
played Clown. They're winning.
Clown was a 50-50 round 3 on Chinatown.
And what is Ivy if not a coin flip 50-50 as you said?
Exactly. That's my thing. That's what I don't like. I don't want her to be a coin
Yeah,
flip
but why
50-50.
why does a hunter have to be a guaranteed win?
She doesn't
We
need
already
to be
have
a
that with Opera and Gamekeeper.
she doesn't need to be a guaranteed win. She can just have a higher chance
But I
of
thought
winning
you
to
said you
where it
don't want
counts.
the 50-50 aspect.
Fuck her. She can
Want to
be
see
a round 2 replacement. She should be able to be selected over certain hunters. She shouldn't just already have a slot. A 2024 hunter should not be shadowed by the hunter that came out in 2018 because of a gimmick.
Yeah, but that's not the same hunter though, Zeus, and you know that. That is not the same hunter that we grew up with the 2018. Furthermore, with that logic, we should be playing what's
Ripper.
it? We should be playing Ripper, or not even. Wait, what was I gonna say? No. Who was just released? Fool's Gold. We should be playing Fool's Gold over her then, because he was released sooner. Or like, you know what I mean? Like this logic doesn't follow. Or we should be playing Puppeteer over Cheerleader now, because he was released sooner. You know, like I don't know what you mean by that. The developers release and make characters, and they have plans for those characters. If they don't want Ivy to be a round 1 or round 2 character, then who are we to say no? She should be. They have a plan. That's how it is.
They have a plan for her to be dead. That's their plan.
I'm sorry that you're biased. If they said, you know what,
Just
they have done it. In fact, they went from round 1 Dream Lich to no round Dream Lich. Obviously, I'm sad, but like, what can I do about it?
The difference is your character got to shine for 4.5 years, or 3 years, however the fuck long.
okay. So what's wrong with Gamekeeper shining right now?
There's nothing wrong with Gamekeeper shining right now. He's just annoying.
Yeah, he's just annoying.
There's literally nothing wrong with Gamekeeper.
It's not
shining
even
right
like
now.
exciting to watch Bane. Like it's just it's every single time. It's like, oh my god, how did that hit? Or that shouldn't have hit. That's
Literally,
what makes it annoying.
that's what it
Because like
is.
if it was like Dream Witch, it was always something like there was never the same Dream Witch match. It was always completely different. Like it would be going completely good for the serves, and then boom, like she gets a 4-kill or something. But with Bane, it's literally like hook. How are all of these hooks hitting? It's just annoying and boring.
Exactly. Versus Ivy, who was the more recent hunter who could have maybe switched things up, and they could have allowed her to at least replace the fact that it's pretty much Opera round 1 and Gamekeeper round 2. They could have maybe made it to where she may be a more consistent option than Gamekeeper. Gamekeeper then falls off, and we have something new, something fun and refreshing to watch, instead of people going, and I hook, and I hook, and I hook, and
I think
this,
they've tried
and
to.
that.
I think they've tried.
Again, I just disagree with the fact that people are still stuck with like the mindset of Opera Singer being a must round 1 hunter. I think now it's more of a swing between Ivy and Opera, and round 2, like Gamekeeper is not going
She's
to be
not-
prioritized
she's-
over the person's main.
Opera's not. I mean, Ivy's not going to be round 1. She never will be round 1. She gets hard countered by the hard round 1 meta. She
say never, Zeus.
There's no chance. Ivy will be a swing like between it will be a swing between Opera and Ivy in round 1.
I agree.
It's only because of the snowball in Endgame. Endgame could carry so hard for an Ivy. You have no
What's an
idea.
endgame without the chase to match it?
Bring insolence. That's all you need to do. Bring insolence, detention, and blink. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Insolence. What are the most common? What are the most
you're
common
able
maps
to
that
stuff
people
one
use?
rescue on an Ivy match, that's the snowball immediately because you get full presence and you just detention hit everyone. That's it.
You get full presence.
That's
So
really
what
every
if you
40
like?
seconds.
So what if you like chase people a bit slowly at the start? You get to like lock off ciphers for 20 seconds, and at the same time your presence grows. And once you get to tier 2, it's just like infinite snowballing from there on out.
I think the reason why Ivy is such a weird character is because he's supposed to be some sort of map pressure hunter, right? With her teleporting 50,000 times,
and she can't.
But it takes her such a long time to get there. She's weird because she's a map pressure hunter who can't pressure ciphers until like what, first chair or like around second chair ish.
Yeah, somewhere around second chair.
That's why she's super weird for me, because Dreamwitch can pressure like whenever she like wants. She can pressure mid first chase, she can pressure on chair, on first chair, and then of course like she just snowballs dramatically. Clerk can do the same thing with watching ciphers during her first chase. Hermit, obviously, we've well experienced a Hermit cipher pressure and therefore map pressure with his added damage. I think that's why Ivy is different, because out of all those hunters, she can't pressure ciphers until a little bit later into the game, which is why it makes her feel like her chase is really weak, because her chase is probably relatively the same as those guys. Well, maybe Hermit's is slightly better, but she can't slow down a cipher as reliably as they can. However, I think she starts to affect the end game, the mid to end game, way more dramatically than perhaps everyone except for maybe Dreamwish, depending on how many leeches she has. And that's why I think it's really weird figuring out what spot she goes in for the round 1, 2, 3. And I think it's also another reason for why it's hard to figure out if she deserves a buff or not. Because if you buff her early game, she's just unplayable mid to end game. But if you leave her as is, then she feels awkward to play in competitive.
People are thinking about Ivy incorrect in the sense that, like, you should focus on her taste. The whole thing about Ivy is that you should constantly switch targets. Like, for example, even like mid to late game, you have a person who's dead on chair, just leave that, and you like down the rescuer in front of the chair, for example, just leave that dead on chair person be, and like get the Yith out to deal with them later, chair the person who you just downed. Like, keep your playstyle flexible and don't focus on one person. That applies to early game as well, I think, with Ivy.
It does, but in a round 1 sitch, when you're facing all of Ivy's round 1 picks that they use to counter her, Ivy also subsequently gets countered by. She's not getting a down in most cases up until maybe like damn near 3 ciphers are popping. Like, she can't chase an officer.
But here's the thing now.
She can't chase
a chair near the other ciphers, right?
You chair near the other ciphers, you send the Yith out to patrol if you don't have a tablet.
He doesn't use that much anymore. I haven't seen him use that much.
Like, no, Magician is like a pseudo
Continue, I'm
off-pick.
sorry.
Yeah. But it's like, they occasionally will drop a mage every there. It's just people get comfortable. You know? Like, the 2 picks that for the 1 pick or 2 picks that they use for anti-opera that work is Novelist, because Novelist obviously needs to look behind for it to go constantly rebuild his ability. So Novelist is out the window. IV hard counters Novelist, and then there's of course then Antiquarian or any variant of stunning, because she'll just, the second you look at her to even try and attempt that shit, you'll just immediately get hit. Or you'll just get scared out of the animation and get hit, or just get scared. You'll have to walk to her and get hit. But round 1 is mainly survivability and just kite.
That's already quite significant.
Yeah, it's quite significant, but you have a plethora of other options. And Novelist is still somewhat of a niche. As good as Novelist is, you see Novelist on a coin flip. You still have a plethora of other options. If you're really that petrified of the Ivy, then you run an Ivy.
Isn't there still Antiquarian? You just said.
Yeah, you also have Officer, Acro, Barmaid, Gardener. Who else? Coordinator, Perfumer. A gardener that plays it smart in the early game.
I feel like running a Ivy.
Cause I don't know. Like, I'm listing out, like, we're listing out all the survivors that they use in round 1 for Ivy. They use Gardener, they use Wildling, they use Novelist, they use Patient, they use Psychologist, they use Mercenary.
Patient gets countered.
How the fuck does Patient get countered?
No,
It's happened to me 3 times by Alien, bro. He puts the Yith on you, you can't hook. Ever. As soon as you like hook the edge, he like instantly scares you because you can't change your shit. So you get dropped to the ground.
The scare locks all abilities for like a second and a half. Though.
That's fair then. Okay, that's fair. So
Anyway, since you're arguing this way, why can't I also argue that Ivy, like Opera Singer, also cannot deal with those characters that well? And why not play Ivy, who has a like greater room for mistake in the early game pursuit and has more late game pressure, while also countering some characters that Opera Singer cannot, like Antiquarian, Novelist, you just said.
Opera singer has this thing called a chase that actually lets her get a down. Ivy's not getting a down
And what about
against any of
Ivy?
these characters. She's not. She's not getting a down against any of these characters, assuming they're playing at max level. She isn't getting a down.
I think you're being a little bit rigid. I think.
Yeah, you're being a bit. Yeah.
A zero presence Ivy.
I just think you're being a little bit.
Insolence detention, zero presence Ivy with blink. Let's give her church at that, which is one of her best maps. If not her best map.
Presence Ivy?
Yes, because we're talking about early game here. I'm telling, she's not getting a down against these characters. She gets rid of. I just said insolence detention with blink Ivy. Along on Red Church, which is arguably her best match with how competitive it is.
Yeah.
Patient gets fucked. We already established how Patient gets fucked. Novelist gets fucked. We already established how Novelist gets fucked. What? Wildling gets fucked. Yeah, Wildling gets fucked. Auntie gets fucked. We already know this. Wildling because she scares and then you just immediately get put off the board. So yeah, Wildling also subsequently gets fucked. Yes. Wait, who did you say, Eugene?
Aeroplanist.
Aeroplanist doesn't even get played in round 1 anymore.
Does he not?
No, he doesn't.
Why not?
Because he's worthless now.
Whatever. Okay, whatever.
So
that's already 5-6 characters that Ivy counters, but Opera does not. So you're standing on weak grounds here.
I'm not, because Opera can still soft counter a Patient based on how she plays with her backflip. Patient hooks this way, I just backflip back to right where he hooked because of how fast I move and he can't outspeed me. Wildling is the same thing. Wildling, she can catch up to a Wildling and just farm presence. Novelist, she can probably get, depending on where they are, it's a 50-50 with an Opera versus a Novelist. Depending on where they are, an Opera can probably get a hit on a Novelist before he builds up the second book after the first one.
Let me look at it through
this remains lens. Like lying on the assumption that... Go ahead, please.
I'm assuming at max level.
Why don't we look at it through this lens? We've covered who she counters. What about... Who are Ivy's counters? Because you said that, if we struggle with Ivy, just run a Ivy counter comp. I think Barmaid counts as one.
Barmaid, Perfumer, Officer, Acrobat, Coordinator, Mercenary, Psychologist, Gardener.
Okay, stop for a second. Why does Cord counter Ivy and not Anti? Because can't she just get scared out of her gun? Or, if she can't the Ivy scare herself so that she does not get stunned by the gun?
She will still get stunned by the gun. The scare only stops the interaction of the item.
But here's the thing against Cord. You just put the Yith out.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
I thought Ivy counters harassers because if Ivy scares her body, she can't get stunned.
The scare, because it interrupts the action of the item. Like if I'm dashing out an Ivy with football, I now go through the scare animation because I'm looking at her, which cancels out my item. It doesn't work on projectile items like the cord gun. If I press the shoot button, even if she scares me, the bullet is still gonna go at her and shoot her.
I see.
What if she gets stunned? You send the Yith out and you leech onto them, teleport to them when they even after they get distance for the 6 seconds that you get stunned for.
If you're chasing the coordinator, you would have had to originally leech onto her to get to her position to begin with. Meaning that now she's on a 48-second cooldown.
Okay. Continue. What was the next list of people that counter Ivy? Counter Ivy Zeus.
Mercenary to an extent, just because elbow pad and rescue, Psychologist, and Gardener. Although Gardener's kind of a 50-50 depending on how bad she is.
So, in a typical team comp, you might have had a Mercenary, a Gardener, a Cord, a Barmaid round 1. Maybe?
Or even something like Officer Cord, Acro Psych, Officer Perfumer, and then Cheerleader in there, because Cheerleader also just out-kites an Ivy early game.
Honestly, this sounds like another round 1 Opera comp, dude. I think Ivy could be technically played in round 1 if these are the same characters. It literally sounds like the same characters, plus or minus a Barmaid. But, Barmaid gets fucked by Opera. So,
except
perhaps
Opera has the chase.
Perhaps Ivy could be played on.
Opera has the chase to back it up against these characters. We've seen Opera chase Barmaids and Cheerleaders.
Wait, hold on, dude. Hold on.
This is still...
The reason why I asked for who counters Ivy was so I could see what would happen if you made an Ivy counter comp. These characters would get fisted by Opera, and perhaps the Ivy could also have a counterplay for those survivors too. I'm not saying it'd be easy for her, but like, I don't know. Like, it feels risky to play a counter comp for Ivy round one because you're just gonna get hit with an opera. But like, I feel like I see a lot of overlap between the two hunters, which is why I think y'all, excuse me, why I think y'all just saying, you know, you could also just play Ivy as well round one.
Here's another thing. As for chase of Ivy, right? You could just always just wait for blink and then use the blink for a guaranteed down. You get the progress up on the corruption, and you just scare and then hit and then just continue the chase and then blink.
Precisely what I wanted to say earlier. Zeus, everything you said about like opera singer potentially countering characters like novelist barmaid, this is still assuming, you know, the opera singer has like perfect finesse over her chase. But if I also assume a relatively, you know, ideal situation for Ivy's early game pursuit, you scare the person to 40% corruption with the Yith, and then you teleport to them, which adds another 20, and then you scare them again, get a hit, and then you blink down. That's fairly consistent. Oh. So I don't see I don't see why there's that big of a problem with her chase. Not only that, but she has the ability to interrupt ciphers at the same time with the Yith. So
the thing is, here's another thing. Since Yalda said Opera and Ivy are interchangeable for round one, right? Let's say we're assuming that.
That's what I said, yeah.
And then they run a heavy Opera counter, but is medium to low difficulty for an Ivy to play through. Who would you pick? The Ivy. The team comp. You could get a draw first round. All you really need for a first round is a draw. You don't gotta go for crazy numbers and get a 3K. Ivy's not meant to win matches like that. But she can snowball. That's the biggest thing about an Ivy. The late game for her is actually really scary. Reason why, she gets her blink back. That will be her second or third blink of the game. Secondly, you get automatic 60 progress if she latches onto you and then she TPs and then she just scares you. That's an insta down. For Appa, you see her coming from a mile away. Now, you only get the blackness around your screen when she's 15 meters away from you. That's another thing. You cannot prepare. And by endgame, you basically used all your items. There's no kiting in Ivy in endgame. Especially if she got leeches up.
Yeah.
And if she got multiple of the tablets like spread out, like good spread out around the map or wherever, she could be anywhere. She could put one at the chair. She could put one at the gate. She could be in middle. She'd be chasing someone with the Yith.
And then you have a 38-second window of opportunity where she cannot leech at anyone and all she can do is scare.
Yeah, at that point, she just camps one gate with her main body and she camps the other with the Yith. And by this point, there's probably someone on chair. If somebody rescues, just TP to the chair, get the down, and rinse and repeat. You leave the Yith at the door because it's not open yet. There's no prison on the team to do that. The cross thing.
The person
somebody's already dead. It's going to be a 3-person end game. It's
the person
really
that was leached before. You just have them open the gate and that's it. Have everybody. If somebody hasn't been leached, then you just don't put them at the gate. Someone has been leached. You put them at the gate. That way, then she can't do anything. The person that's leached destroys tablet and then opens the gate. Oh no, the Yith scared me. What's it gonna do? It's just gonna stand there. Also, if we're talking about if it's quote-unquote easy difficulty for counter, even if Ivy brings blink, congratulations, you blinked most of the time a 3-hit survivor. Congratulations, you used your blink.
Would they bring 3 hit for round 1 though like that?
Yes, they do it every time against Opera. What?
I know, but like, here's the thing: you could chase the 3-hit character as first chase and get full presence at 2 ciphers left, or 3 ciphers left, and force the rescue. Get a double hit on the rescuer.
That's normally when you get full presence, though, because you get full presence after second rescue.
At first chair with Insolence Ivy, you can get full presence.
Yeah, after getting kited for around 3.5 ciphers and the final 2 ciphers being at 50. in which then
But
you
here's
have
the
to
thing:
start.
she snowballs from the double down, right? She snowballs from double down. Somebody needs to come in.
What
That's
double
only one
down? That
person.
survivor isn't getting double downed.
Well,
Yeah, but
obviously,
a good hunter is also gonna try to deny, leaving someone who isn't double down.
here's the
Throughout
thing.
this entire course of assuming Ivy is worse than Opera in your opinion and not a round one pick, you're always assuming that the survivors are going to play ideal. They're gonna do this when the door is open. The person getting leash is gonna do that, and they won't get doubled down. They will always kite for 3.5 ciphers. This is always assuming the perfect situation for survivors, but especially for a map pressure survivor like Ivy, that is not something that you can just assume. In some ways. Remember our first practice game where I played Ivy against you, where I missed my blink even, but then later through just applying map pressure and pressuring ciphers after pull presence, I was able to protect the bottom level performance of the character. So that's another way of guaranteeing a draw as well, even though she does not have that good of an early game chase. But still, you're eliminating the possibility of, me scaring the survivor, getting another 20% corruption by teleporting to them, and then getting the hit by walking on the ground as Ivy, either through baiting the red light or scaring with the main body and stuff like that. That way you can still down a survivor with three
How do you get your
chunks
third
of
hit?
health.
How do you get your third hit? You scare for the first one, you get your 60 off TP, then you scare, that's your first hit, your blink is up, you get your second, now where do you get your third? Because
I'm talking about the situation where you manage to hit them before scaring them to 100.
But that's not a situation that's consistent.
Okay, but I can also argue, so you're assuming that that's still a possibility, right?
It's a possibility.
But Ivy is also not Ivy is also not always going to chase the survivor with 3 blocks of health.
So who does she chase then? Does she chase the officer who the second she yiffs, he just watches, and then after that she can't leech him, she can't do anything?
That's a waste of a watch.
Okay.
One less.
That's fine. That's still a target that you can't chase, and that's still ciphers being decoded.
How many times have we played against Dreamwitch, who arguably used to be one of the hunters in the past with the worst chase, and then we still get fisted endgame? While I understand what you're saying, and while it is also true that the vast majority of the hunter pool that the game has is focused in the first 30, 40, 50 seconds of the match, this hunter is not the same. We cannot treat an endgame hunter like she's an early game hunter. I think you're being slightly unfair in that regard.
I'm not.
There's nothing that says that the Ivy can't just bait out a pocket watch and invest in her late game. She can waste a pocket watch, and as we know in rank or whatever, we were oh, what? How many times have we been damn, the hunter's chasing me? Oh, they just randomly left. Oh, well, they're being weird, and then suddenly we're in a struggle for a draw or a 3-man. You know what I mean? This game is hard to predict. It's a challenge to just try to play it linearly when it's never gonna be played linearly. But I think I don't even know if there's a right or wrong answer to this hypothetical question of can Ivy be played around 1? In pro play, huh?
So
yeah, I mean that's true. We also haven't even seen gameplay aside from our own practices. From our own practices, like y'all did say, he missed blinks or whatever. He missed a blink, and he still gave us a really tough time in the end game. So
because none of you guys knew how I worked as much as I did.
Okay.
I mean, that's just it. You guys barely had any knowledge of her, so.
What do you mean I barely had any knowledge? I was the one that gave you all the pointers on how to counter the scare.
And I was the one that gave you the pointers on how to deal with her endgame extensively.
Oh my god, what is this? Brownie points? You guys want cookies? My god.
To answer your question about whether Ivy's going to be legal for that tournament, yes, she will be, and so will Puppeteer be. Warp and the most recent buffs for this season will also be added. So
everything is pretty much going to be legal as of recent. Everything in IVL, IJL, IVT, everything. It's all going to be allowed.
Besides from the new lady that's coming in Essence.
Aside from Pharaoh Lady. Yeah, aside from Pharaoh Lady.
Yo, speaking of which, I think Z's had a question on what our guys' opinions were on Pharaoh Lady. If y'all have anyone since
Even Fire
since
Investigator? Fire
A
Investigator.
fire investigator is
yeah,
not. No,
yeah,
no.
okay, yeah.
He's
I forgot
so
he
mad.
existed.
He's
I
so
forgot he
mad.
existed with how bad she is. What he is.
Oh,
You
Clown of a
even
character.
forgot
There's
his
some
fucking
interesting
gender.
plays with
So-
him.
I think Fire Investigator is a specialty assist pick.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's actually a little. I think he's actually a bit
He's
of a
really
diamond
hard
in the
to
rough
play.
kind of character. He's
If
like
you-
an easier version of Toy Merchant. Like you just throw a ball and then it's probably gonna be good.
What?
Feral Lady is my favorite lesbian.
What? What is it even? Okay, whatever. I'm not
What?
doing this on stream. I'm not even doing this.
Oh, yeah, I get it. People are already shipping Pharaoh Lady and Coordinator.
Yeah.
What?
Again,
She's a minor!
I don't think that's normal. As coordinator was like a student to her in a way. Not
She's a minor. She wants to kill
No,
Coordinator.
What?
19.
She can't
Coordinator's not a
drink.
minor.
Listen,
She can't
Not a
drink.
minor.
Yeah,
It's just that.
she's 19.
listen. New topic, because this shit's stupid.
I don't care what
I can't believe that in 2024 we're making characters, we're dictating their sexuality in 2024, bro. It's new topic, bro. It's just stupid. It's a fucking character. It's zeros and ones, pixels, bro. Doesn't have no fucking sexuality.
Like sexual orientation thing. Because this is a Chinese game and this is not particularly popular topic in China, just assume that every character in the game is straight. End of the story.
Oh, that's gonna get clipped out of context. Oh, that's so
It's
gonna
whatever.
get clipped out of context.
Whatever.
A minor.
Eugene, shut the fuck
Eugene.
You know
Like-
who is a
you're
minor?
so
You know
dumb.
who is a minor?
Like in the game Cock.
Norton's a minor.
Thank you.
M-I-N-O-R.
No.
You want to know who else is a minor?
Who?
Mark.
Oh.
up. Thank you.
Yeah.
The only
Yeah.
bad thing about Fire Investigator is when all his airbags are gone, then they only have what? Then the only good thing he has when they're gone is his decoding buff.
Type shit.
Okay. He's a supporter who can then decode.
And that's it.
Can you pick up items? Anyone know?
No, you cannot.
No,
That's
not
why
even
he's
not
shit.
even if both his bowls are destroyed.
That's
He
why
only
he
has
sucks.
two? Oh, he's
Yes,
garbage.
that's why he's shit. Mister, he's good.
Isn't
Isn't
Joseph
Joseph
a minor?
a minor in his
Misunderstood me,
camera
Zeus. You
world?
misunderstood me. I said that he could be a diamond in the rough. He could be like something that niche pick, like one trick, you're good.
He's
But
really trying
it
to
takes
replace
a lot
batter.
to bring up.
No, you're trying to replace batter. It's okay.
Bro.
After he got unjustly killed.
Oh,
But that
did
was
you
very
know that
just.
Mayonnaise is a minor?
Oh my god. I think I can speak for Malcolm when I say we will die on the hill that batter did not need the nerf.
He really didn't.
Like, I will die on that
What are
hill.
you guys talking about?
We're talking about how Mad Eyes is a minor.
Okay.
What? Eugene, what?
You know- I think we're taking applications, bro.
So, who said Joseph was 17 in the camera world? Where are y'all getting this information?
Alright, let's stop
What?
talking about ages, sexuality, anything under the fucking sun, alright?
Those are the fanfics!
Don't give a fuck anymore, that's it.
Bro,
Christ.
they started bringing up the Wattpad, bro. GG.
The Wattpad. Zeus, I know you be on that Wattpad. Tell me some stories.
Eugene, go back to playing Fortnite. Go back to playing Fortnite, Eugene.
I work tomorrow.
Zeus, when have you ever actually? Now that Eugene mentions that, I feel like you were like one of those Wattpad kids.
Well, I wasn't. Never went on Wattpad, never did anything because I actually had friends to speak to and socialize with.
Malcolm, were you a Wattpad user, bro?
I literally didn't even know what that was until like a year ago. Or 2 years ago.
How about you, Yada? You a Wattpad user?
I'm going to kill him.
What the hell is that?
I'm going to murder his family.
It's a place where like regular like teenagers write like smut and then like read it and giggle late at night when they read it.
Yeah,
I don't think so. No.
What even is that? I don't know, bro. Like, I barely know what it is. It's literally book talk, but like, I don't know, bro.
I'm looking
Talk
for
that's
a
bloodier.
boyfriend, billionaire, 6'5", brown eyes.
What?
You guys
Okay.
are
It's
so
the
weird. You
fanfics
guys are
written by
so weird.
12-year-olds.
You guys are so weird. Why can't you guys just be normal?
Because we're really interested
Just
on
be
why Mad Eyes is a minor.
human. Just be normal. We're playing IDV instead, Zeus. That ain't any better, but I was not losing my mind in IDV elk rank matches. I can say that. When I was
Right. I
when I
think
was
it's actually, I
starting the
kind of
game.
find it cute when low tiers rage over rank. Maybe that's just me, but I just think it's cute. Like, aw, you're so bad at the game.
Wow.
Thing about low tier survivor rank is that I can accept people being bad, but I cannot accept people being bad and then like bragging about how they're amazing at the game and how everyone else is trash.
And they
But,
got
like-
that C badge for Doctor. Let's
Right? I love
go.
seeing them brag about their badges. It's so
Oh, listen. We got the
Yo,
C badge for
listen.
Doctor. We're goated. We're better than most of the population.
No, I think you guys are being rude. Can we have some respect for people who were the former 643rd Percy?
Do you remember? No. Do you remember? I don't know if I told you guys about this, but somebody like I posted a TikTok with me playing Akechi, and someone commented, and they're like, "Ew, Akechi," and I was like, "What's wrong with Akechi?" And they were like, I just hate him, and he's gross." And then like they insulted me or something. And no, that's why I was making a big deal out of it. And then I looked in their bio, and it said top 1.2% prisoner and 620 of them dead.
No way.
I probably the screenshot somewhere.
You guys are weirdos.
No, I thank you. Apparently, maintenance is over, guys. But like, before I don't know if we're gonna be ending it soon, but like, I'm gonna say this hot. It's probably gonna be a hot take.
Why did you guys
given
go
how America is.
quiet?
But maybe it's the foreign parents in me. My dad was from Tanzania. My mother's from Jamaica. They don't celebrate mediocrity. So I grew up with that my entire life of like you can't be as good as someone else because that's already bad for us or bad for you. So you have to be like the best of the best, which is probably a lot of stress, and I probably have like some sort of mental like shit going on in my head right now. But since I've grown up that way, now I don't understand why people in America, especially when it comes to this game, are like, I can't wait to get a C badge. Like, why the fuck would you want to get a C badge or a B badge?
I can
Why
relate
just
to you.
get-
I can
I
relate to you
don't
so much,
don't
Malcolm.
understand why people want to get like this average, below average, like shit. Like you should be
Malcolm, I
shooting
can
for like
relate to that.
top 20,
Yeah.
top 30 S badge. But people are like,
I can relate
people
to
are like,
that so
I
much.
can't wait
Sounds
to
very
be a
Asian.
C
Yeah.
badge. I can't wait to be a B badge. Like, bro, what? Anyways, yeah. What were you saying, Yeldo? Sorry.
Like it sounds very Asian. I can relate to it so much. Like my parents always tell me, you have to be the best in the class. That's just there is no other option. You have to be the best. Mediocre is not an option. You have to just be the best and shoot. And if you want to do
my
something,
mom
do it
was
to the best you
telling
can.
me
And-
today.
Which is what I'm like about the badges in IDV. I have quite a lot to say about this because I've got a ton of them. But really, from my experience, honestly, badges do not matter in this game. They're just an indication of how much you play the character, but not an indication of your skill. When it comes to competitive, it's just about how like maybe that's more true in the Chinese server. What's more important is the number of stars you got. Not even your win rate, just the number of stars you have, how much experience you have, not your experience with a particular character.
Tight shut.
Oh yeah, if I used to be the S1 Nightmare, but Nightmare is a garbage character, and that only means that I am like familiar with the playstyle related to that one character. So that is by no means an indication of how good I am at the game.
Matthias, the thing with that logic is that the issue doesn't come from celebrating. Yeah, you can be happy you made progress. What's not okay is that when you're like bragging about the progress and it's minuscule. and then diminishing other people's progress or anything they have to say because of that. You know how many times I try to critique character on people that I don't have a badge for, and then they say, "Well, I was a B badge and you never had a badge, so you don't know shit." So that's kind of where the issue stems from.
Yeah, man. Get off of me. I was
like I said,
15.2% of Wildling. Get on my level.
Like I said, I knew what I was about to say was gonna be a hot take, so I can understand if y'all don't appreciate hearing it. I apologize if I got your feathers ruffled. But the whole point of me saying it was that I just want you all to think of damn, I am just a C badge after all. What is stopping me from getting B badge, A badge, S badge?
Yes.
And then work towards that goal. I don't see a reason to celebrate C badges or oh, I was almost C badge for Mind's Eye or something that non-competitive. Every time, the reason I again, I have different experiences from you guys, so I understand. I'm extending an olive branch here, there's when you play, when I play rank to compete against myself for one, and also the other people that I see. So if I see someone ahead of me, it's on sight. Ask Zeus or Eugene or Abby. Every time I see insert name, I'm no fucking way this person's higher than me. And then you start grinding. That's the kind of competition that I want to inspire in y'all. So that when you play rank, it's not, oh, I'm a C-bet, so you can finally let off the gas. No, keep going, keep pushing. You still got higher, levels to achieve, and go for it. But as I said, I understand if it was a hot take, so do what you want with
that
it.
Is not a hot take. 1,000,000,000% agree with you, and I think you addressed it perfectly. The whole thing about I think it's very interesting how Zeus previously mentioned how he was giving advice on how other people should play their characters despite not having a badge, and other people are saying, you don't even have a badge. Why do you think you have the authority to talk about how I should play this character when you don't even have a badge? Well, in that case, the coach of every single IVL team should have an S badge for every character that their teammates play, that their team members that they coach play. Otherwise, they don't have the ability to coach them at all, right? Yeah, I'm sure that isn't the correct logic. So some things about the game don't change, like regular game sense, especially for survivors. Things like communication, cipher management, those things do not change no matter which character you play, and that is in many instances more important than things that are specific to a character.
You want to know something funny? Malcolm knows this, but I was trying to teach a perfumer player on what they should have done better, and they just talked down on me saying I didn't have a badge or anything. Next thing you know, I lost them on the S badge leaderboard, putting them the same season, and then they stopped playing perfumer for 2 seasons.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
And it's I was helping you to play perfumer at a higher game sense point of view in Titan, and you don't take what I said to heart because you said I'm bad with perfumer and that I don't have a badge or whatever, that I shouldn't listen to you. Oh, you don't got that S badge, you can't talk to me. The same season leading into the following season, I'm a higher S badge than them. I got what was it? It was 3rd place perfumer or something like
first
that.
First at 1.2.
Oh yeah, I got the first perfumer when they were a low S badge the entire time.
Yeah, their peak was 19th, maybe 11th, or no. They were an S badge. They were 10 or something. They were 10 one time for 1 week.
They were 10-9 for the consistent throughout the entire season.
That's why you went to S badge, because you wanted to pass them and make sure that they couldn't get you wanted to kick them out of S badge.
Yeah. I said I'm a host.
Anyways, we're not trying to be toxic here, chat.
Maybe I am.
If anyone has questions for the characters that they play or whatever, as we said, you can always go to the server and ask for help from any of the GSL member roles. You can always ping GSL or or a specific name if you'd rather talk to just that one person. We'll try to help you out as best we can. And then my only thing, I don't know if Zeus is planning on ending the stream, but yeah, if whatever badge you have, play less for a badge and play to compete to win, to compete against other people for, you know, the character you main. Because you gotta like, maybe I'm wrong for this, but you gotta be like cocky. Like this is how I
gotta have an
do my
ego.
shit, right? You gotta have your ego. You have to be like, I am the barmaid.
Thank you for
like,
the $2, Freaky Tonio.
You have to like I don't know if I'm like phrasing this right, but like if you feel like you're the best, you should try to play the best.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with making an effort to get to that level or to prove that level.
People always said I was bad at Priestess. I got first Priestess 6 times, 9,000 points, which is unheard of in the meta sense because now she's always permabanned, barely reaching 5 or 6K now for first place. And it's like, I proved a lot of people wrong throughout my entire time in IDV. And yeah, everybody just knows me for my Priestess now, but you know, guaranteed that all these hunters, they just counter her, and plus she's just permabanned, so I can't really play her anymore. And for when I do play her,
First, thank you for the $2, Nana.
It's no good.
Enjoy that Arms Factory, boy.
No, I'll play her Arms Factory. I like playing on Arms Factory. People say she's bad on there. I'd be clutching the dungeons, bro.
I think Priestess with comms on Arms Factory does way better compared to solo. I agree with you.
That's true. Priestess is always better with like comps. Like the upper limit is much higher.
As for me though, I'm a Kaido Priestess. I'm selfish with my portals.
Yeah,
my survivor teammates, they can go fuck themselves.
Thank you, Eugene.
They don't deserve my portals because they never go to them.
Okay.
When have we never not went to your fuck ass portals?
No, I'm talking about randoms in a match.
Oh.
Well,
I think the only of mine run past the world portal, which would have literally got us the 3-man out.
Yeah, I remember that match.
Freaking World Portal, literally the most broken, the most overpowered thing in the entire game. The World Portal. I cannot accept its existence.
You know what they said in post-match?
I didn't see it.
I didn't want to take it. Yeah, I didn't want to take it.
They ran away from it.
They ran away from it, and they said, I didn't want to take it.
Eugene's pinging follow me. I'm pinging follow me. The forwards they're rescuing, we're on standby to heal him through the world portal.
Wait, was that me, you and him?
No, it was me and Eugene dueling on Lakeside. There was a forward, and I think it was a prisoner.
Oh, I'm thinking of the Wu Chang match.
It wasn't the Wu Chang because it was something. It was like an actual.
I don't even know what it was.
It was something that couldn't move. I know that for a fact. Because the chair was a small boat, and the world portal was that like shack to big boat or shack to shore, something like that.
Well,
we had a whole route.
They stood there looking at them. They just walk right past it, then they get hit.
Yeah.
I'm like, this, and we were at like 1 or 2 ciphers.
Bro was about to kill people.
And he was done on share. And if he had just taken that, we would have gotten a win. But instead we got like a draw or something.
And I'm like, yo.
That's when you realize that some people are just idiots, you know?
They deliberately said in post-match, I didn't want to take it. They don't want to take a world portal and rank. I guess you don't want your free points. Then I'm literally hand-feeding you.
Spoon feeding.
I'm hand-feeding you points for your own character. You say, I don't want the help. I got it.
I need to start playing rank more of Sunken to Hound, bro. I mean, do what you feel is necessary, man. Like, I don't know how to phrase it. It's like, if you think that like rank will help you, then play rank. Personally, I think I can speak for everyone. We don't deal with quick match because that just doesn't help us ever. We'd rather just play rank, or nothing at all, which is kind of like a weird POV on it. It's like, oh, you guys don't play the game to have fun. We have fun when we beat the fuck out of hunters. That's our version of having fun.
Type shit.
But yeah. Anyways, play rank for what you need and for no one else's needs. If you want to like,
all I ask is that
if
when
you
you
wanna,
play
like-
rank, don't play for quote unquote fun.
oh yeah, if you're playing rank,
No,
don't
that
play
is
for fun.
yeah.
That's like number one reason I tilt.
Because like people complain about, why are you tryharding in a game? It's ranked. It's the tryhard game mode. It's the game
You're
mode where
you're
meant to
supposed to
try
be
hard.
competitive. If your teammates throw, you have the right to like be angry because you're meant to be competitive. So,
I've had people in Titan say to my face, I play the game for fun. When they thrown the match in the hardest way possible.
Sounds about right.
Why you mad? It's just a game.
I don't know, because I want to
yeah,
win.
you try and like compensate my lost knowledge
But
points
here's
and
the
rank
thing.
points and win rate.
Here's the thing now. If I throw, it's me who gets yelled at.
You know how many
Yeah.
random
Because you're throwing my coordinator points. I can't rank with you.
Exactly. People will
And you threw my priestess points and my priestess win rate. And I can't get mad at you. Get the fuck out of my face, bro.
When I get mad in post match, I get muted for a week. You know the amount of times I try to use post match to actually critique people?
Yep, and then they just yell at you. Do you remember that one time we had that stupid little girl where she ran right into the violinist twice?
Yeah.
Bro. It's like, oh, I don't even know, bro. If you want to have fun in IDV, go play quick match.
Go play anything else.
Don't do it in rank. Don't try and get that little badge to show off to your friends in a Discord server where there's only like 10 of you. Don't be doing that. Don't no. I don't care if you want to get a little badge for your fucking like thief.
The true
That's the thing,
people who
though.
have
That's the
skill
thing.
and are good with a character, even if they have an S badge, they won't show around. They're truly good. The fact that you're showing off your pathetic little C badge is because you're not secure.
Damn.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yelda said it. Yelda believes in my logic.
No, but like the shit that's like kind of interesting to me is that like I think if you're playing for a badge, that means wins are way more important. Because I went through a season where I was like, I didn't care who I mained or got a badge for. I just played whatever to get the win to climb. That was my entire thing. So if you're playing for like for a badge, you have to win. Because if you're not, then you're just like throwing your own matches for no reason, which is strange. I don't know why you want to do that.
Guys, am I cooked? I'm an elk with a 12% win rate.
Oh my god. Sorry.
Oh jeez.
Cooked is not even the
What
word for you, my
if
friend.
I was in one of your matches and I said that to you guys? In pre-match.
Bro, you say that to Pearl like every other day.
No, how would you
I'm
feel?
sorry, Pearl.
No.
Yeah, kind of
Wait. We're all Griffins, right?
Yes.
So let's say
Yeah.
it's a Griffin 5, right? Griffin 5 rank just reset. So all of us are Griffins 2, for example, right? All of us are Griffins 2, and we don't have a 4-man. So then we get paired up with a Griffin 5. They've already played 3 rank sessions, right? But their win rate is like 10%. And yeah. And then they say to us in pre-match, am I cooked?
Am I cooked? I don't know.
How would you
might
feel?
be.
Yeah, it's a terrible feeling when you get matched up with a person that basically lost all of their matches so far.
Because it's like, shit, like, is it because of them or is it because of...
The randoms that they're
Yeah.
getting. But in our eyes, it's them.
Yeah.
It's definitely them. Because as soon as they go in for rescue, terror shot. If they have first kite, less than like 30 seconds. And it's like, yeah, guys, I did so good. Thanks for the carry. and it's like
And it's
we
like I'm
rescued you twice with
exhausted.
height.
It's like I'm
We got you an
exhausted.
extra
I have
40.
tired eyes. I'm like, I look like I want to go to bed. Like, I'm just outdone. I'm fed up. Like,
Guys, maintenance is over.
well,
It's
rank
been
is,
over.
well, rank is not
Oh,
open,
jeez.
so
Hey, yeah, it's been
damn.
like
Well.
half an hour now.
I don't know. I gotta
Oh,
say,
but-
I think
but-
I remember Malcolm's most competitive era was just his barmaid era. That was when
What's
Malcolm,
my competitive era? Because I don't know what.
that was probably your priestess when you were like hardcore grinding it back in your OMT days.
OMT?
Type shit.
But I had like 3 primes though. That's the thing.
Well then.
It was like season 22, season 18 or whatever.
IJL's freaking starting tomorrow, by the way.
Oh,
Really?
that's beautiful. I have content then. Perfect. My IDB competitive drought is officially over.
Technically midnight, but yeah, well.
Oh my god, this BQ's mirror!
Thank you, Sage, for the totally contributing opinion.
In this blood.
Yeah, I think by looking at how the new characters and like Warp thing that the new meta does with the IJL teams, we have a good idea of as to how the new version of the game will play out and whether Ivy will be a viable round 1 pick. Yeah.
Still dying on that hill that she's not.
Are they?
Oh well.
Wait, are they playing
You're-
the new characters in IGL?
Yes.
And everything?
Nigga,
I think so.
we just
Hopefully,
went
yeah.
over this. Only one that's not allowed is
The first game is
Investigator.
SC versus RC. This is amazing.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So I have 2 options. I either stay up and watch or I save the matches to react to them tomorrow.
Wait, so it's tonight at midnight?
Yes.
No, tomorrow midnight. Tomorrow
midnight? Oh, that's so dumb. Okay.
Okay, good, because I have a job interview tomorrow and I don't want to.
Job interview? Where you working?
I'm going to work
Let's
at a
not
dog daycare.
Thank you, Sage, for just okay.
I don't what?
Dog daycare. Like, it's a
Oh.
daycare for dogs.
Well, chat, I think
You're gonna be
considering
touching
that
some
we've gotten off
dogs.
topic, I think I'll just call it there for our podcast today. For this week.
I
Oh,
got
God,
9% mammoth.
This BQ is so bad. She does not deserve this SS tier. She's so bad.
We spent $500 to throw.
Right? Like, why are
Yeah.
you bad?
So yeah, thank you all for this week's iteration of the podcast. We hope to see you all next week. Thank you for allowing us to
Yeah.
host 13 podcasts.
Thank you.
We started this back in the beginning of the year. Can you believe it?
Chat.
Oh, now you can speak? Now you have the ability to speak?
Do we have
Yeah.
practice?
Since I'm a
Fucking
Fortnite
useless
member,
ass.
I got 1,000 V-Bucks per month for
No one
free.
cares.